Yo, guys, it's Red Marble here, back again with another video in the countdown to the Batman, which I'm going to be watching on Saturday this week. So I just thought I'd get a few more reviews out for some of my favorite Batman movies. And this one is actually one of the part of the DC animated line based on the actually what basically brought Batman back to the sort of dark and gritty glum night that we all know and love. Before I get into it, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Marvel Guys. Obviously, hit the notification button when I go live. Follow us on Twitch and Twitter as well. But anyway, let's go, guys. So, yeah, this is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, actually animated on DC. It's actually based on a comic series that was released in about the 1980s, if I recall. Because obviously, before that period, Batman was very much lighthearted. He was originally dark, but they made him lighthearted because they wanted to increase his appeal for kids. Adam West type Batman type of thing. But this story really brought Batman back into the dark, grim side of things. And essentially, so I'm not going to go over the entire plot, but I'm not going to think. You basically have a Batman who essentially retires after Jason Todd basically gets killed, hangs up his cape. You follow the film and starts 10 years later. Crime in Gotham, naturally, as you expect, has gone up. Joker's in, I think, a catatonic state. A few of Gotham's criminals are in prison. Batman is basically sort of retired, and really, he only comes back in after seeing the increase in crime, flashbacks to his murdered parents, as well as I think it's Dent, or Two-Face that starts to make more of an appearance and wants to, and it's threatening the city. I think wants to blow up the civilians. He decides to don on the cape and start again. I think there's also a mutant crusade group that are also terrorizing the city, a new gang led by their leader, and want to cause problems. And Batman is basically having to deal with the at least in the first part anyway, because there are two parts to this. I should have said that there are actually two parts to this. So he has to deal with Dent, and then he has to deal with these the mutant people, whilst in the background you've got the Joker doing his thing. And essentially, when he obviously Batman comes into commission again, it's confirmed he's coming to commission, the Joker wakes up from his catatonic state. In behind that, you have obviously a lot of side characters. Alfred is back. Obviously, he's considered to be older because at this time Bruce is probably in his mid-50s. He's not in his prime at all. Commissioner Gordon is much older. You've got the Bat family, although it's more sort of like Kelly, who basically becomes a new Robin. And you've got the new commissioner who's very much an anti-Batman agenda to it while Bruce is doing his thing. But to be honest, it gets better in the second part, where you have the introduction of Superman, who basically in this circumstance works for the Reagan administration, and basically he's an agent of the US government, and the condition is that he's then allowed to then help people as a result. He's pretty much been isolated from Batman during this period of time because he's been working for the government. He's essentially a lackey, effectively, on a leash. And as the story sort of progresses, eventually, Batman does defeat the head of the mutant gang, which creates like a splinter group, and you get this Son of the Batman group that basically, become like violent vigilantes, and essentially are following Batman. I'll take his namesake. Joker does what it goes absolutely absolutely crazy, and obviously Batman having this dilemma. And I think this is where the dark bit came in, because Batman had always had a no-kill policy, and this was the big thing about this movie that I think really turned heads, is that he had a no-kill policy at all. And he obviously felt bad for the amount of deaths that the Joker killed, because even in this movie he just kills people indiscriminately. And so eventually what happens is that the Batman just twists his neck and paralyzes him. He's still alive despite doing that. So but what happens is that because people now see that Batman can kill, and that they see he's dangerous and can't be stopped, the Joker finishes the job and kills himself. So it's like, wow. And I think that, I don't know how you would I guess you would interpret that, but I feel that because Batman showed that he could kill and almost did kill, and he's that image, I don't know. That almost, I guess, ends the Joker, because the whole song and dance between Batman and Joker has always been the idea of like the things. Even though the Joker, the Joker kills people. If Batman could kill the Joker, that's it, or at least threaten it, that's it. But it's the fact that he never would do that. He'd commit him to asylum and so on. This dance just kept on going on, and I think the Joker, in a way, enjoyed that dance. And I think knowing that Batman almost killed him, was going to kill him, and obviously seeing the fact that the people now saw him as that, I don't think there was much left in the Joker's mind to live for. Is my theory. Obviously, the end of this results with because the Batman menace, because I think after this Gotham City actually becomes a bit more livable compared to other cities in the States, and the Batman menace has gotten to the attention of the president. Superman is obviously sent in to defeat Batman and take him down, and obviously you get the classic Batman versus Superman, which has been the mainstay from this period onwards. In any sort of iteration of DC Comics, you find, whether it's the cinematic universe, whether it's the New 52, etc., it's always a Batman versus Superman confrontation. You have it here, where Batman gears up, gets his kryptonite, and I think Arrow is part of it as well. So, I should mention, I think Superman is in a weaker state, because I think he stopped this is during the Cold War, so I think he stopped a nuclear missile or something like that, and he's a weakened state. So Batman is, with prep time, fighting Superman in a weakened state, in armor, with obviously kryptonite, and obviously Superman loses. But this leads to Batman having a heart attack, and saying to her, I could have killed you anytime you wanted, and he dies with Batman in his arms, and then he just tells him to stand down. So it ends with basically the burial of Bruce Wayne. Everyone knows Bruce is Batman, blah blah blah, but he's dead. Although Superman winks at Kelly, who's the Robin, and saying that, listen, he's alive, I can hear a heartbeat. And it ends off with where we're seeing Batman basically going more covert, being underground, with obviously the Sons, the Batman team, and the vigilante group going and doing their thing. So ultimately, to be honest, like, it's certainly, for me, it's one of the better, best Batman stories. It's certainly a very dark depiction of Batman, especially when he goes to kill the Joker. It's a much more older, grittier Batman than the young bachelor-esque sort of Batman that we see. And I liked it. And let me know what your thoughts are. I thought it was a solid movie. I hope you guys check it out. And with that, like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Sorry, not Red Devil, Red Marvel. Red Marvel, guys, Red Marvel. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.